Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. Woohoo! It's Friday. Hope you guys are having a great week. You're excited for the weekend. And yeah, this is our last challenge of the week. We're going to be back on Monday, though, so don't worry. But you get a break this weekend. So welcome, everyone in the chat. How are you guys all doing? We've got Tim, Don and Jay, Santi, Nicholas, Rosie, lots of you guys, Eric, Antonio. Hello everyone and welcome. So I'll be checking the chat throughout the stream today as always, so if you have any questions about what I'm doing, just let me know. Alright, let's hop on over into behance.net/challenge/xd, and as always, this is where you can find everything Daily Creative Challenge related. So, alright, December 2nd through December 13th, we're about halfway done, and you probably know how it works by now, but I'll give you a little overview. So each day you're going to receive a challenge. If you're new here, be sure to join our community chat. We've got a great family of designers and everyone, bunch of folks on Discord. Great place to get feedback. Be sure to watch our daily live show right here every day at 11:30 Pacific time. And lastly, be sure to share your work to get feedback. I'll be giving you feedback on Discord and Behance. And at the end of this stream, I'm going to review some of you guys' work as well that you've been sharing. So, let's see what we've been working on today, or this week, rather. Tuesday, we worked on components. It was kind of component heavy this week a bit, but I had fun. So we were working on the perfume webpage. Wednesday, we worked on the hover trigger. So we did a furniture store, and we worked on their digital instruction manual. Yesterday, we worked on component states. I love working on component states. I think that's like the most fun part. So we created some drop-down menus for a personalized message website. And today's a very fun one, kind of something that I don't normally tackle, a little bit of illustration. So today I want you guys to use Auto-Animate to prototype a tablet-based digital fireplace. So we're going to try adjusting the timer, or the timing and the color and the shape of your flames to bring them to life. So yeah, this will be a fun one. Auto-Animate today. And then we've got all of the blank ones next week, so you have to stick around and see what we're doing next week. Alright, if you'd like to join our community chat in Discord, there's the link right there. It will bring you to, I'm already signed in obviously, but it'll bring you to a sign up page. And this is what Discord looks like. If you haven't looked around before, these are all of the channels. Just to highlight a few, we've got some feedback channels. So these are kind of the little bit of the important ones. If you want to post either like your work in progress work or Rosie. Hi Rosie, she posted her MP4 or a link to your Adobe file. Whatever you want, just make sure it's like in the correct channel. So we've got current challenge work, past challenge work, anything else design related, and portfolio reviews. Ooh, some cool stuff in there. Yeah, and just explore some of these other channels. We've got career advice, lots of great chats going on in there. And if you want any announcements, those are up there. Awesome. So we'll review some of those at the end. And of course, don't forget we have the Dropbox file. So if you'd like to download that, just hit download, direct download. And it's just a starter file for you guys to kind of get started, obviously. And I provide some inspiration and such. So, like I mentioned, today we're going to be focusing on Auto-Animate to prototype a tablet-based digital fireplace. So, really just be creative with it, kind of bringing out your illustration skills a bit today. And yeah, we're going to focus on Auto-Animate. And there's some really cool fireplace apps out there already. This one I thought was really neat. It's called Nextlight, and you can choose if you want like the flame color to be yellow or blue or pink. Thought that was cool, whatever glow color you want. You can add a brightness setting, maybe a timer. I'm going to add a timer. This one was not so much like a fireplace, but if you want to gather inspiration from that, it kind of brings me back to like the iTunes. If you remember the visualizer, whenever you would play music, they would have a visualizer with like shapes and patterns and stuff that kind of matched with the pace of your song. So you could try something like that, kind of cool. Fireplace live, pretty basic. And this one, just wanted to show the controls they have. So brightness adjustment, you can do color variation, the speed of which the flames are moving, something like that. And yeah, so those are some bits of inspiration. If you want, I have some resources here, just some icons, links to tutorials, photos, and things like that. And of course, lastly, be sure to share your work on Discord and Behance. Behance with that keyword XD Daily Challenge, so we can be able to search you up and give you feedback. And I know some people have been tweeting me their work. I love to see that. So you can always find me on Twitter if I don't get to your work elsewhere. So today I'm going to be working on a tablet. I feel like a mobile app is a bit too small, maybe, to see a fireplace. Tablet's kind of the right size to like set beside you while you're working or something and just watch the flames go. So I thought this size would be great. On the right side, I just have this very simple illustration of a little flame, and I've just already gone ahead and grouped these bits together. So really all this is 3 different sets of kind of the same flame, just little blobbies. And then below that we've got 2 bits of shadow, and we're going to be moving those as well. And then below that we've just got 2 sort of glow rings. So we're going to kind of just be moving all of these together so it looks like the fire is kind of growing, expanding, and contracting with Auto-Animate. And then on the left side, just some settings. I'm not going to mess with these too much. But just wanted to show you an example of what you could adjust, like if you wanted to actually make the brightness slider make the right side brighter at the same time. That would be really cool. I added a crackle, like the crackle of the fireplace. That would be a neat feature to check off. So, really I'm just going to be creating a bunch of different artboards and using the same trigger in the prototype tab up here to be able to move the flames. So a few points before you get started. Just 2 easy things. One is don't delete any points. So I tried to keep these like with as few anchor points as possible. So, I just used the pen tool, just clicked around, and with Auto-Animate, if you delete a point, then the next artboard, it'll be looking for where that anchor point is to be able to animate to that point, and it won't be able to find it. So make sure when you're moving from artboard to artboard, don't delete any points. And then just get the rough shape first, and then you can adjust the corners. So for instance, when I'm just like, I'm in the same group. When I'm just using the pen tool, like making my little flame, just be very rough with it, kind of. And then don't worry about making it all smooth and stuff. At the end, you can just go back and smooth everything out. It's a lot easier to just get the shape first, and then go through and like do the curves. So if you've never used the pen tool before, it's really just all you need to know. You just click to add a point, and then let me zoom in a bit. So we've got these anchor points, and you double click to make it curved, and then double click again to make it a right angle. Or that's not a right angle, but just like a straight edge. So just double click to go back and forth. And when you're in the curved mode, you can move this guy around like so. So that'll make it super easy to be able to adjust our flame size. And if you want to delete an anchor point, just tap on whatever anchor point you want and then delete it like that. Okay, so that's a super quick little intro. And the shape kind of that I'm going to be doing is, you can do like a mini storyboard if you want. So right now, like the inside of my flame is like this. I'm going to make it go skinny and tall like this, and then come back down to small and just roundish. So let's start adding some more artboards, shall we? So just going to double click in here and start moving some of these guys. Again, it doesn't have to be super perfect, just trying to move things so it'll look like it's animating a bit. I'll make this inside piece a little bit skinnier. You don't want to make too many drastic changes from artboard to artboard, because then it'll just look very abrupt when you're doing Auto-Animate. So I'm also going to just add some little kind of sparks coming off. Copy and paste those little circles. Okay. And I want those to kind of be like flowing up a bit. So with Auto-Animate, with this particular project, it's just like a gradual, we're just moving from artboard to artboard, just kind of moving each little pen tool or each little anchor tool up like a tiny bit. And moving the shape a little bit skinnier each time. So it's a bit tedious, but the end result is really cool, I think. Make this a little skinnier. And again, with these little shapes, we can just move them on up. And as I move them up, I want them to get a little bit smaller and start to change color. So the way I'm just going to do that is select them and change the color from artboard to artboard. So I started with no sparks, and then this one we have a few sparks. This one we have a few. I think I'll also add just like a little blobby instead of just a circle. Let's make this just red. And again, I'm just double clicking to change those anchor points to be curved. Doesn't have to be perfect, since it's going to be kind of fast anyway. So we'll do something like that. Make it a little smaller. Okay. And we'll copy. You're just copying and pasting as we go to the right. So again, let's move these on up a bit. And I can start to make these smaller, like this. And I'll change these to yellow now that they're kind of towards the top. And I might even add another shape. No border for any of these. Another few shapes maybe. And make this one a little bit bigger. And then move this up a little bit taller. Yeah, Miriam said, creating 3D NURBS modeling. Ooh, sounds complicated. Made me understand why not to delete any points. Yeah, don't delete any points. Then Auto-Animate will not be able to understand what you're doing. Okay, a little bit taller. Make it a little skinnier too. And that looks good. And I think we can just go ahead and preview what we have so far. Oh, and I want to adjust the shadow as well. Okay, so let me zoom out a bit so we can just, we only have like 4 artboards so far, but we can see. So I started out with it very roundish, and then we didn't have any little sparks coming off on the first step. Second step, we had a few little sparks. They're red, and we're starting to see a little bit longer of flames on the top. Now we're getting a little skinnier. Let me adjust this one a little bit. Okay, so we're getting a little skinnier here. We added another little blurby. Let me add another one here. Again, doesn't have to be super perfect because it's just, you know, a fire. A fire can be literally whatever shape kind of, so don't worry about it being perfect. And I'll change this to like orange now. Okay. All right, so let's preview what we have so far. So let's go over into the prototype tab, and I'm just going to drag the little blue arrows all the way over to all of them. And the cool part is for these, I can select all 4 of these artboards at the same time, and I can adjust every single interaction to be the same without having to do it 4 more times. So in the interaction panel, we've got trigger. I want this to be timed because I don't want to have to sit there and click through every time I want to go to the next screen. So the delay will be 0 seconds. The action will be auto-animate. You could try, yeah, we want it to be auto-animate. Easing, I found the best way to do the flame at least is for none. You could try like easing in or out, but it seemed a little bit just like robot-y to me. So let's just leave the easing at none, and I'll make the duration 0.4 seconds. And then when we get enough artboards, we're just going to repeat it back to the very beginning. So I just want to see what we have so far. Okay, so that was very quick. Let's see that again. Yes, you can see my little bits are going up, little like sparks, and then the flame is kind of moving slowly, and then it goes upwards. All right, so that's looking good so far. Let's continue on. Does anyone have any questions so far? Okay. You guys are just chatting away. Very good. All right. And I think I'll make this one a little bit smaller now that it's kind of going up into the atmosphere. So we just want to mimic like real life, what a flame would actually do. So if you need to do some research and light a fire somewhere, you can try that. And fun fact, the next apartment that me and my husband are moving into in January has a fireplace, so I'm so excited about that because I've never had a fireplace in any of my apartments. It doesn't work, but it'll still be cozy. Move this up a bit. There we go. Make this a little bit taller. And okay, so I think that's as tall as I really want it to be. Otherwise, it's going to get too kind of crazy. So now, in order to start making it go the other way and for it to be a continuous loop, I need to start making it go the opposite way so it looks closer to this. So let's copy and paste it. Actually, I want to bring these up a bit. Can delete maybe this one. I always forget to move the little circles. Okay, so let's copy this and we can start bringing everything down. So we can make this bigger. It's looking kind of convoluted right now, but we'll fix it. Bring this down. And this one we can delete, I think, or maybe just bring it up a little bit. This one we can turn into yellow. We can maybe delete 2 of these. Bring these up. And again, as everything goes up, it's getting smaller. So I want these to be a little bit smaller. And a little bit wider for the flame. Okay. And that might have been too big of a jump. We can see. Bring these up. Make this much smaller. Let's see how close we're getting. I'm gonna copy the first one, paste it at the end so we can kind of compare. Okay. So this top flame needs to kind of be the opposite way. So I'll start turning it the opposite way. Okay. And maybe just like one more to kind of get rid of all of these little sparks. Delete that one, delete that one. We can just leave like 2 and bring these down a bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and prototype the rest of these bits. Bring this over. Again, I'm just dragging the blue arrows over to the next artboard so they all have the same exact trigger. And on the last one, just gonna bring it all the way back to the very beginning. Okay, so this should just be a continuous loop. Let's go ahead and preview. Ooh, isn't that cool? So our little sparks are kind of flying up, they're disappearing into the atmosphere. I didn't have time to do the shadow, but that could also be expanding and contracting as well. We've got all three pieces of our fire that are kind of expanding and getting skinnier and taller. And again, you could do the glow in the background as well. So this was kind of cool. It looks a little bit deformed on some of these, but you could like go in and really finesse all of those anchor points if you wanted to make it super perfect. But yeah, I think this looks fun. All right, guys. Well, I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. Feel free to... Oh, Eric said, I really don't like doing vector work. Yeah, it's an acquired taste, I will say that, because it's kind of tedious. But this is a fun one. All right, let's go ahead and Command S to save. And if you want to export, you can just select whatever artboards you want and then go into File, Export, Selected. Or if you just want to create an MP4, you would press the play button and then start recording it right here and then stop recording and it will save it for you. So let's hop on over to Behance, see what we got. Okay, go into Edit. I've already got a project started and I think it may have already uploaded. Let's check. Yes, so we've got our prototype right there. The color's changed a bit, that's odd. Maybe it's still buffering. So make sure you go into Settings and go over to the Discoverability tab and add that keyword XD Daily Challenge so that we can find your work and give you feedback. And now I will search some of you guys's. So I'm just searching XD Daily Challenge. I usually search just by most recent. And I have a few pulled up already. So the challenge, my headphone's falling out. The challenge from yesterday was to create some drop downs with a website all about making card writing easier. I guess that can be kind of just cumbersome and annoying when you have to write a bunch of thank yous. Okay, so let's see this one. This was by Taufan. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Let's see what you got. I like the layout here. Cover, write, and send. Very clean and simple up at the top center. And then home, explore, collection, and send. Okay, so we've got our message on the left. Ooh, there, we've got those drop downs. Very nice. Card pattern, rectangle. That looks great. Ooh, and you even had the hover for reselect hover. Or reselect cover. Very nice. And you got a really nice, just like you've got a mini design system here. You got the character style, colors, logo. Great job. All right, so this one was from Discord. I don't remember who created it. Does not say, but let's see. Ooh, it's a very, oh my gosh. We've got a lot of text here. Okay, so date and time to send the message so we can schedule it. Oh, let me go back to the home page. Look at that animation. Very nice. Expressing is important. Okay, so quick start. Ooh, cool. So you can choose who's receiving, your email address and phone number. OTP, I'm not sure what that is. Date and time to send the message. I would maybe make all of those instead of just a drop down within one little tab. Just make it a whole page so you can see everything a little bit easier. And oh no, we're about out of time. Gabriel, I wanted to look at yours too. I love your font up here. This was the perfume challenge from Tuesday, I believe it was. Love the minimalistic layout. And then checkout. Let's see the prototype real quick. Ooh, very clean. Love this. The hover, very nice. All right. Scrolling up, we got the scroll. Oh, choosing a scent based on like greed, sloth, lust, envy. This is awesome. The 7 deadly scents. I like that. All right, guys. Well, that about wraps it up. This is about all the time that we have left for today. Thank you all so much for continuing to share your work. It's been awesome looking at you guys grow throughout the week. And stay tuned for, in about 5 minutes, we've got our weekly segment called Designing XD. And I will be back again next Monday at 11:30 Pacific time. So I'll see you guys then. Have a great weekend. Bye. Bye.